name is Cayman, and I'm a social worker here at the health department. Have
Nice
a seat.
to meet you, Cayman. My name's Joey.
It's nice to meet you too, Joey. If you don't mind, I'm going to take some notes during our discussion today.
Okay.
Is that okay with you?
That'd be fine with me, sure.
Okay. So what is it that brings you in today, Joey?
Well, recently I went to see my doctor, and it was just kind of like a normal checkup kind of thing. And I told him that my anxiety levels have increased lately, and my alcohol consumption has increased as well. And he thought that it was potentially something to be worried about, and he suggested that I come see you.
Okay. So first of all, I just want to say that it can be hard to go to somebody for help. So I appreciate you coming in and, taking that step to come meet with me today.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm hearing is you've had some increased anxiety lately, and as a result, you have increased your alcohol consumption, and your doctor might be a little bit concerned about that.
Yeah,
Is that correct?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, well, before you came in, we had you fill out one of our questionnaires
Yep.
here. Do you mind if I take a look at that and go over that with you?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. Well, due to the questions that you filled out, there's a scale at the end that goes from 0 to 20.
Okay.
And you scored a 12 out of that 0 to 20.
Okay.
One of the questions that you answered was that how many drinks do you have per week, and you filled out 10 or more. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct.
Okay. Well, for a man your age, at your health, 10 or more drinks a week is going to put you in an at-risk zone for your alcohol consumption.
Okay.
So what do you make of all that?
Honestly, I did not think my alcohol consumption was that high. I did not think it was at risk. Typically, I just, drink on the weekends, go out with a group of friends, hang out at the bar or something, possibly go out after work for a couple hours, have a drink or two. So to hear that it's an at-risk level is very shocking to me.
Okay, so what you're saying is you have indeed increased your alcohol consumption, maybe going out a little bit more after work lately or having a few more beers with your friends on the weekends, but you were unaware that it was, any type of at-risk or any type of concern at all.
Yeah, I never thought I would be at risk. I honestly didn't think my consumption had increased that much. I consider myself more of a social drinker, I guess you could say.
Okay, so you really weren't aware that it was any type of concern. How long has this drinking been going on, you'd say?
This increased drinking, I would say, has been going on for about 4 to 5 months, somewhere in that time frame.
Okay. Is there anything that might have changed in the past 4 or 5 months that might, have caused your increased drinking, or maybe been something that's increased your anxiety lately that would cause you to drink more?
Yes. Recently, my brother, he is in the Army. He was deployed to Iraq. My brother and I were very close, so I would say that has played a large role in my anxiety levels, along with everyday life, everyday responsibilities.
Okay, I just want to say thank you for sharing that with me. I can imagine that this is a very rough time in your life, dealing with your brother's deployment and all. So what I'm hearing is, because of your brother's deployment to Iraq, you have had some increased anxiety, and that is probably, the root cause of that. And as a result, to kind of deal with it, you have also increased your drinking consumption.
That is correct, yes.
Okay. So what is it that you like about the alcohol, or what does the alcohol do that, keeps you drinking?
I would say alcohol is a sort of reliever. It helps me forget about the anxiety, helps me forget about my brother being gone right now. It's just kind of a way for me to cope, I guess you could say, with what's going on.
Okay, so what you're saying is by decreasing your anxiety, you are increasing your drinking. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct.
Okay, and does the drinking always help you cope with, the anxiety and forget about your brother?
It is temporary, but it does help a little bit, I guess you could say. But it only, it is temporary. It's nothing permanent.
Okay,
so the anxiety does come back.
Okay, so you're saying that, the alcohol consumption does help you, forget about things, maybe cope with the anxiety, but it's just a temporary fix.
Yeah.
You just, forget about it for the time being.
Yeah.
But then once it comes back and you are, that anxiety comes back again, you go back to drinking more.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being important and 1 being not very important, How important is it for you to make a change about your drinking now that you know that you're at an increased, level, an at-risk level? I'm sorry, excuse me.
Like you said, now that I know I'm at an at-risk level, it's very important to me. I have everyday responsibilities, school, work, etc. I would say about an 8 on that scale.
Okay, an 8, that's a pretty high number. It sounds like, you have a lot of responsibilities and that you're really concerned about your future. Why did you pick an 8 instead of a 6 or a 7?
I picked an 8 instead of something lower because I go to college part-time. I have a part-time job. I have other responsibilities I have to uphold, and I just don't want the alcohol consumption to get out of control and affect those responsibilities. I don't want to affect my performance at school. I don't want to affect my performance at work. So, I would like to see something done about it.
Okay. Well, it seems that, you're very concerned about your future and that, you take your work and your school very seriously. So, you're saying that you don't want to see the alcohol, take control over your life. You want to see something done so they can go back to the life that you once had.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so what, if anything, do you think you could do maybe about your increased, drinking or anxiety?
Well, when I went and saw my doctor, I was kind of expecting him to possibly offer a prescription or, something like that. But I guess I could, communicate with someone better, talk to someone, have someone hold me accountable, something of that sort.
Okay. Well, I'm sure the reason your doctor, didn't prescribe you that medication is because he might be a little bit worried about some interaction with that medication, with your drinking. It might, cause some kind of interactions that are unhealthy. And he was, probably concerned about your drinking before, he prescribed you that medication. So he probably wanted you to come in and talk to me first. But you did mention, talking to somebody as a healthier way to cope. So what I'm hearing is that you have some increased anxiety because of your brother's deployment, and as a result, you are, going out more, drinking more, and increasing that alcohol consumption. But now that you are aware that you're in an at-risk zone for this alcohol consumption, you are willing to maybe try something in a healthier way to cope with your anxiety, such as, talking to someone. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. I'd like to, of course, have something healthier to rely on.
Okay, well, one of the services here that we offer is on-staff counseling. We have some counselors who, are professional in depression and anxiety. So if it's okay with you, we could set up an appointment before you leave to maybe, these counselors can help you find a better way to cope or suggest new coping mechanisms. Is that something you're interested in?
That'd be great.
Okay, well, let me show you the way to the desk for where you need to make the appointment.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, we'll keep in touch. I appreciate you coming in today, Joey.
Sure. Thank you.